morning, everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host, Superman, in the house. Yeah. Hey, good to see everybody, of course. And on this particular occasion, unfortunately, Her Majesty the Queen has passed away at 96. And of course, just one incredible life she has led. A key player in the 20th century, early 20th, first century. You don't get much bigger than the Queen, so amazing tribute to her. 96 years old. Looks like Charles will be king, and of course, people from around the world mourning the loss of the Queen. I mean, you're talking about from being crowned young, Winston Churchill, the war, World War II. I mean, all that sort of stuff. Amazing. All the way up through to today, and of course, huge loss to the UK, and of course the Commonwealth. Really big deal. You can see all the things happening with regards to that. So a huge day in history, passed on. She wasn't well, obviously been looked at, and of course, she has ended up passing away. I guess overnight is where she's met there. So obviously she's met just some of the most well-known historical people around the world for decade after decade after decade. Like I say, from Winston Churchill back in World War II and all the way through to modern people from all walks of life. And of course, there's been a real stability in the UK. So just amazing. It'll be interesting to see where things go from here. Obviously, everybody's I think they're going to be running a 10-day mourning phase there, and probably have lots of different commemorative things there in the UK. So pretty huge. You don't often see these sort of things at this stage. I mean, I'm just trying to think of how many other people out there that have this role in history, and it's a hard call. I can't see anyone bigger than the Queen there. So amazing servitude to the UK. And that's probably all I want to say about that. But pretty amazing. And we'll see where we go from here. It's going to be interesting times, of course. All right, so we're going to get into the stock market news. So just she was a good Christian woman. As a Christian myself, I'm very glad for her. From that point of view, and I wish the UK stability and past that morning, as it were. We're going to get into the stock market, of course. We're going to get the Hex and crypto and everything else. We're going to look at the Maximus results so far. And, of course, we're going to look at a few other things that are on as well, and some of the other projects. And, of course, the Hex Daily Stats. So stay tuned for all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. We've got a few people in the house, so let's say hello. We've got a big welcome from me. And, of course, I actually had the internet wasn't running. I only got the internet going in the last 30 minutes. So that was pretty incredible. Unimax there. Good to see you, Unimax. First. You are first, that's for sure. Pulse Beta. Pulse Cent update says Pulse Beta. And, of course, we've talked about that quite a few times in Pulse Beta. It's you and Stressful Struggle that are in there on the PZ. But we cover that chart. That is part of our wildcard coverage. Blobfish King in house there. Woo! Good morning to you, Pulsechain Maniac. By Christmas, I'm thinking, hey, you know what? That could be the case. Hey, look, Brian's just popped up 5 Hex Token memberships there. So if you want to grab those, hit the gifts there. Hey, we've already got one. Ted Nelson, Dan Smith, Donatello, and a Blobfish King. There's 4. I think there's one more. KD was gifted a membership by its nana. So it's 5 of you. Well done to you, all new members of the channel. Appreciate that. Big shout out to Brian, of course. And of course, he's been partying up in the UK there with Craig and Crypto Compassion, and I think the sexiest man in the world as well. I think they've been together. So big shout out to them, and thank you very much. So we'll do the bow down for all the new members. That's a Superman bow down. All right, very cool. That was a nice surprise there, Brian. And check my pulse in house. Good evening, Governor. Good evening, Governor. Good evening, Governor. What's up, Hexkins? So it's pretty appropriate for today there. Check my pulse. And of course, it sounded promising from RH. I always thought they were awaiting updates to ETH and then add them solo. We have the testnet running at the moment. Of course, they are the one thing that Richard didn't mention was the fact that they're rewriting they've pretty much rewritten the validator code in Go language. So that's quite a significant change, right? And of course, so he didn't mention that, but in fact, the testnet is up and running, but that's, based on the original validator, so validator code. So we'll see where we go from there. Dave Down Under says, wake up Hex, I'm ready for a pump, says Dave Down Under. Yes, been pretty sleepy, so I agree with you on there on Dave Down Under. Hey, Superman Ted is in the house. Evening, everybody. What's up? Tin Top as well. What's up? And a red time there. Good to see you as well. Celtex in the house. More good morning. We got Dan Smith. A very good evening to one all. Rip Liz. Yeah, really was a amazing queen and a person. And of course, man, went through so many periods of history. It's 96 years old. It's a lot of time. Wasn't just that, but just the 20th century was so had so many. Every decade was so different. Obviously, every decade is pretty much different. But with the World War II was so significant. Obviously, we hope that we never experience something like that. But man, there's some pretty amazing times there. Francis in the house. Hello, Francis. Hello. Brian, sup, people. Possibly says, I woke to the sad news. Super. I was surprised that I actually cried a little. And when I told my 14-year-old son, I choked up too. She is all I have known, a queen of Australia and New Zealand. That's correct, yeah. And she did such a great job. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how how it goes forward in the UK, and with the crown and the scope of the crown, and of course the Parliament as well. But she gave great stability to the UK. There's no doubt about that. And Crypto Dan House there, love from Scotland, Rip the Queen. Yep. She shaked in. I can't remember the name of the current Prime Minister that just got signed in, but she shaked her hand. So she just ushered in the latest Prime Minister, which is pretty interesting there. How many Prime Ministers? It must be tons of them. She's at the shake in all the way from World War II and stuff like that. So crazy stuff. I'm thinking about my grandparents, of course, that were born all the way back then, and some of their stories they used to tell me. It was just unbelievable. And particularly my grandmother. My grandmother worked with Winston Churchill, and she worked in the war room in London, and she told me some amazing stories that happened there. And she told me the story one time of Winston Churchill going into the war room I think it's called the red phone room. They have a special red phone. Don't know if you've been. The war room's completely intact. It's like a museum now. They basically closed it off, and then now it's like a museum. But she said that Winston Churchill came in and answered one of the phones. So she probably would have been talking to the American prime president at the time. So yeah, pretty crazy stories they're telling me about that. Dan Smith says, sadly, no bank holidays announced yet, says Dan. And Wookie says, Wookie would like to thank the Queen for her dedication for 70 years of service. Rip Your Majesty. Absolutely, Wookie. 100% there. I thought that her 12 million payoff to announce Andrew Accuser was particularly Christian, says Dan. That's a cheap shot, Dan. That's a cheap shot, by the way. Not impressive, mate. Pulse Beta says, and it's your hearsay there. Pulse Beta says, hey, what about Pulse Beta? Haha, says Pulse Beta. Yeah. Cheers, Brian, says Dan. Good morning, Rip the Queen. Elizabeth II, says Brennan. GetX says, good morning, all. Great stuff. And Sandy Beach in the house there. Good to see Sandy Beach. Rip to the Queen, says Briz. Absolutely. And Sandy Beach says, hello, Hex Token. Everybody, good to see Sandy. Brazology in the house. Good to see Briz. 15 Prime Ministers, says Dan. Yeah, wow, 15 Prime Ministers. Amazing. Ushering so many people. Hello, Brian, says Sandy Beach. Hello. And, of course, Brian, thanks you so much. Says Blood for Kings. I'm pumped. Absolutely. Really pumped. Let's go. Cool. All right, cool. All right. There's always those out there that like to do cheap shots. And, of course, evidence is a different thing once again. But we're not going to get into that. We're a crypto channel. So Dow climbs, but tough talking Powell keeps the lid on the gains. We had another good day in the markets, which was pretty nice. We had the Dow Jones there up 193. And of course, just over 0.5% there. We had the S&P up 26, up almost 2/3% there. So up to 31,774, and the S&P up to 4,000. The Nasdaq, the top tech companies there, up 70. points, and of course up just over 0.6 of a penny. 0.6%, up to 11,862. The dollar index, of course, is slightly down at 109, and of course that's where we are in the markets. Let's have a look at the commodities. Commodities at the moment, we've got Brent crude oil there at 82.85. Brent oil there 88.61, and of course that's up slightly as well. So, but a nice little ease off there on the oil there, so that's not too bad. That's going to bode better for inflation. At least it's not over $90. That's where we kind of were sitting for quite a while. The gold there at $17.21, and a silver there at $18.49 there, both up slightly. That's kind of where we are, and food down just a tad there on that one. Let's have a look at some of the commentary. The Dow closed slightly higher. Let me just get that comment off there. The Dow closed slightly higher Thursday after struggling for direction, as Federal Reserve officials, including Chairman Jerome Powell, vowed to continue the fight against inflation. Absolutely. Big tech ended mixed as Apple and Alphabet stumbled, while Microsoft Corporation cut losses to end the day in the green. So that's pretty much it. Big tech ended mixed as Apple and Alphabet stumbled, while Microsoft cut losses to end the day in the green there. So a bit of a mixed work there. The broader market was choppy and struggled for direction, swinging between gains and losses as Treasury yields climbed on hawkish remarks from Powell, vowing to persist with rate hikes. Powell said that the Fed reiterated the need to persist with rate hikes to battle inflation, vowing to keep it until the job is done. The central bank wants a period of below trend growth, the Fed's added. So that's a little bit alarming, obviously, but that's kind of what they have hinted at before. So we will see how severe they actually end up being. Other Fed members, including those who lean more dovish, have also struck a hawkish tone. Chicago Fed President Charles Evans on Thursday backed the idea of lifting rates to 4% by the end of the year, and that's kind of what we've been holding to on this channel, right? That's what they have been indicating, so it seems to be the case. We're currently about 2.25 to 2.5% on the federal funds rate, so heading towards 4%. That'd be 275 basis point rises, probably September, November. The November one I'm still a bit critical over. I think they might end up doing a 50 basis points just to ease off there if they do that because of the midterms. So we'll see how all that plays out. Financials will push higher as banking stocks racked up gains on rising treasury yields. And of course, they always seem to do well, don't they? They always seem to do well there. Rising treasury yields or rates boost the net interest margin of banks. The difference between the interest income generated by banks and the amount of interest paid out to depositors. And mortgage rates, and this is probably more interesting here. Mortgage rates, meanwhile, jumped to the highest since 2008 as the 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 5.89% in the week ending September the 8th, up from 5.66% the week before. Now, this is really what's starting to hurt. I think we're starting to see cracks in the mortgage market there, in the real estate market in the US. And, of course, there's been plenty of commentators talking about that happening as well. So we'll be watching that story. Now we've got the energy steadied after stuttering a rout on Wednesday as oil prices settled more than 2% higher. The ongoing concerns about energy demand amid slowing growth, global growth weighed. The rebound in oil prices came even as crude oil inventories unexpectedly increased by about 9 million last week, confounding expectations for a draw of 250,000 barrels. So that's pretty much where we ended up there. So that's pretty much the stock market. Let's jump over to crypto. We've got BTC at $19,315, up 1%. And we've got ETH there at 1634, also up 1% at the moment. BNB is up 2.7% there at $280. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on the market. So it's looking pretty green. Green on the stock market, green on the stock market there. You can see the indicators, and of course green. Let me find indicators there. There's the indicators, green on there, and of course green on the crypto as well. So we have got this window of opportunity, and of course, but we have got volatility still. So it's just part and parcel there. All right, cool. Let's get into Hex. Have a quick look at Hex markets and see how that's going. Let's wait for it to render. I don't know why it's taking so long, but there we go. Let's jump away from this one and come back to that. And we're going to have a look at the other charts instead. Let's look at the quad charts. Hex here. Is Hex going to wake up? Waiting for it to wake up here, but currently looking pretty for the last 10 days or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 days. It feels like it's always been around this 3.8 to, was it about 4.3? And of course, on the bottom of that at the moment. Waiting for some buying power coming in for the Maximus team and perpetuals. At the moment, we're not seeing a lot of that. At least we're not seeing. We've got the also, so that pumpamental has to offset the market dynamics as well, like the natural market dynamics. At the moment, we're not seeing a lot of that being offset. And of course, we're currently at 3.94 cents at the moment. Let's see where we go. Our low, of course, was back in 18th of June at 2.8 cents. We're currently just under 4 at the moment. So not doing much. Feels like we've been stuck for 12 days in that zone almost. All right, so cool. Let us jump out of there. We've got Maximus, of course, who's been a lot of fun. This is currently looking pretty good still. At 2.18 premium. We did get up to 2.26 on the premium. And, it's not looking too bad. Let me just zoom that a little bit there. That's the daily charts there. And, of course, we're still looking pretty good. I was actually going to delete some of that stuff, but there we go. Oh, stop it. All right, cool. Yeah, we're at 2.18 on the premium over Hex. So it's still looking pretty good. Still got a nice little uptrend in play. It'd be nice to see a little breakout over 2.26. But, of course, we've got a long way to go, right? We're on a long way. We're on day 4. Got a couple hours to go on day 4. And, we've got 21 days. So a long way to go on this one. And, of course, we'll still got plenty of time to see some buying pressure come into Hex. Presumably, if people buying Hex to go into the Maximus there. We need a bit of buying, though, to do that. All right, so that's kind of where we are there. Let's quickly jump over to the dashboard for the perpetuals, the team, and of course the perpetuals, the base trio, Lucky and Dicky. So the base is 1 year, the trio is 3 years, and the Lucky is 7 years, and the Dicky is 10 years. And of course, we've got the supply there at 10 million. Hey, base hit 10 million, so that's pretty nice there. Trio is just behind there at 9.98, almost over 10 mil, and we've got Lucky there at 9.66. So these are all a long way from 150 mil. Hopefully, we'll get somewhere towards that. They basically, we've still got 4 off that. So we've still got 17 days, 17 days, just over 17 days to go. So we'll see. And of course, I'm expecting a late move at the end. So we'll see what that ends up being. But at the moment, they're close to about 10 million. And of course, the Dicky there doing very well. So that's probably not surprising given the APY as well, both for a short play and a long play. That's currently at 32.65 million, which is going very nicely. Thank you towards the 150 mil. So that one there is doing very well indeed. Now, a team there, we've got 25.91 million team in there. And of course, that is still number 2 there. So not quite number 1 wallet there in the whales, but we're going to check that out. We've got the stake team at 18.28 million and the liquid team at 7.63 million. We've got 5.18 million is going to be burned now. And of course, maxi rebate 7.77 million there. And the maxi rebate that goes to team stakers. And the mystery box is almost got 13 million maxi in it. And I have some suspicions about that, but that is going to be fun to see. Well, if it's benevolent or not, or how benevolent, or whatever you might want to see about that. So that's kind of where the team is at the moment. So that's cool. I was just going to quickly talk about the Hex Whalebot there. We've had some nice penalties in here too for the Hex Whalebot. Let's jump through that. Some more good penalties there, good accounting. Plenty of penalties today, man. We have, if you're a T-share staker, you've been getting nice penalty rewards today. That's looking really good for our Hex Daily stats. So very excited about that. Nice rewards. We had 3 hours ago. This is the only sells, the big whale sell. That was 3 hours ago, $250,000 there. Let's have a quick look, see if Somi's written on that. No, nothing on that one. Let's have a look there. So I think that's pretty much 5,555,555x just in-staked. I love people in this community. That's so funny. What? It served 32 days. What? Out of 386 days? Are they killing me? Are they kidding me? Are they kidding me? Are they kidding me? What? What is going? What? That is some crazy stuff there. What the heck has happened there? What the heck has happened there? That's some crazy stuff right there. Who knows what the heck happened there? That doesn't look so good. There's another one too. What the heck? What the heck? What are these things? The devil made him do it. He's a 6.66. Yeah. 4 big stakes and paid us all. I don't really care. The whole credit, man, that's some weird stuff. No hack. This is a very very big fish. Okay. He bought Hedron with all of it. What? Sorry, dude. I don't know what's happening there, man. That's some crazy stuff right there. Almost 8 million was sold 3 hours ago too. So another big sell there. And then 6.5 million was bought 2 hours ago. So that's what we finished the day on. A nice buy. So we'll take that to the bank. Very cool. So that's kind of with the whale bot there and with the team tokens. So that's kind of where we've had some direction here. And now I was going to pull up the actual team wallet there. Let's have a look here. Let's go to Maxi. Let's go to Maxi on this one. And we're going to pull up here the holders on Maxi. So remember, the total supply of Maxi is 293.3 million Maxi. And the holders here, the Hedron deployer is number one at 26, almost 27 million. And got 9.12%. The team wallet with all the Maxi in it is getting close, 25.9. Let's see whether it can get there by the end of the day 4. So got a couple more hours to go. It's currently at 8.83% of the supply. So this is going to be a bit of a fun battle going here. And of course, I don't think it's just a matter of time before the team wallet then crosses over, becomes the number one whale in Hedron, just above the Hedron deployer. The other thing, of course, we're looking to see what the whales will do. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. 17 days to go is a long time. And so we've got wait to see all these whales have been doing. Let's go check out the second page and see how many whales we've got over 1 million still. So 54 less 2. So we've got 52. That's pretty much the same as yesterday. So no change so far with the 1 million plus holders. Let's have a look at what the holders over 500 million have got. Remember that we used to be on 3 pages for 500,000. And of course, we are now only on 2 pages. We got 98. So that's gone down again. So I think we were sitting, can't remember what we were sitting at yesterday. So we were sitting at 96. We started off at about 110 or 11 or something like that. We're down at 96 holders over 500,000. So we've had a lot of change there. What's it, about 13 wallets or something like that? 12, 13 wallets over 500,000 there. So that's a significant change. So we've still got a long way to go, 17 days. What else are we going to see happen here? Interesting stuff. So very cool. We will see. Now, the big players is what we're going to be looking for. All these big maxi players, what will they decide to do? I think most of them are just going to wait towards the end. That's kind of where I feel they'll be, and we will see. All right, cool. That's kind of it with that. Let's jump over to the Hedron. Obviously, Hedron being the talk of the town. Now, this has pretty much come down to what we said, been saying about this down to 3.2 to 3.5. It actually got lower. It actually got down to 3.100. So even slightly lower than that range. And of course, it's bounced back up to 3.699, which is nice to see. And let's see where it goes from here. So we're going to find out. Still, it's just the way it goes. The RSI has come back to 50. We'll have to see where we go from there. Let me know in the chat there if you're actually picking up any more Hedron at the moment at this level, or you're going to wait a little bit more to see whether it gets down to 3,000 or something like that. But definitely hit 3,100. Let's have a look on the hourly, see some of that action. So yeah, it actually got down only 5 hours ago down to here and had a nice little buy resurgent there. Someone picked up the opportunity and pushed it back up there now at 3,656 there. So cool. Obviously, nothing's changing. The big fortnight paydays coming in November. Of course, tens of thousands of T-shares up for sale, and of course with the HSI liquidations. And of course, we're also going to have massive ICOSA inflation and pay out the stakers. And of course, we're also potentially trillions of Hedron burned is kind of the expectation there. So that's coming up in November. Obviously, still a while away for that, though. We've got tonight to September, so we've got the rest of September, October, and then 2 weeks in November. So still a while, and crypto's a long place, long time. And of course, the other thing is that we've had a lot of people had big X returns in this. So once the selling starts on, away it goes. So cool. It's still the case now. All these people that accumulated in here are still well in the money up here. So very cool. That's where we are there. Obviously, the team in there is ticking away. But, yeah, not too bad. I think Maxi's holding up pretty well. Still expecting Maxi to keep rising. That's kind of my expectation from there. Let's have a quick look at the BNB, the airdrops, and the wildcards. We'll have a look at that, and then I'm going to get back in the chat there. So and see who else has arrived in the house there. We've got Pulse Dodge there at 4/10 of a penny. So it's had a nice little rise. And Pulse Dodge, P33, yay! P33 decided to have a little jump from 8.4 up to 10 cents. Nice to see. Very low volume though. So let's see where that goes to. But nice to see a little green candle there. And P33 also similar. Obviously, with the market doing a bit better, that is up as well to 8,200. But of course, we want to get over 10,000 right up here and consolidate a little bit. But it's not done that yet. So which one's up? They're all up around 2. So P33 is the best performer, up 14%. The rest of them are all pretty much the same, up with BNB. So P33, they're making the standout. Let's jump over to the airdrops. We've got a nice little move there on the weight token. We were sitting down here at 5 cents. Now, I think it was, not sure, I think it was a James Bond. Yeah, I think James Bond was saying, I think it's a bit of a good speculative play to pick up. I said, yeah, it seemed to be at the bottom of the range there. Seemed like a reasonable play. So that would have been a good play because it's gone up to 7/10 of a penny with a nice little gain. But obviously, there's only so much volume in there. So you got to be careful how much you put in there. You put a small amount, you can make a nice little profit on there without moving the price against yourself, that sort of thing. So there we are. That's where it is at the moment. So cool. Let's have a look at the Pulse Dodge coin. Pulse Dodge coin at $3.05 actually dipped down to $2.68. So that actually went lower than my support level of $2.95 to $3. So, and of course that's gone down twice now to that, but it's bounced back at 305. Just shows you it's got a bit of bounce back resumption here. And of course we are waiting for Pulse Bitcoin. So here we are. This is the latest update 21 hours ago. This is actually a really important question for the upcoming launch of Pulse Bitcoin. Obviously, it's going to be a dual token system. What do you think the price of PLSD will be day one? So PLSD is related to Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, I should clarify PLSD is not used for mining. Okay, but perhaps it could be used in an important way. So that, as I said to you, he has hinted at some gamification. We may see on this one. So I'm excited about that. And of course, we've got $1 to $1, $1 to $5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20. I picked 10 to 20. That's the way it goes there. Also, feel free to comment any price in or outside, giving a range. Again, this information is very helpful adjusting certain launch variables and whatnot. Thank you. Love and possibility to all of you. For those that live under a rock, Pulse Dogecoin and Bitcoin. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be potentially the next good play. So I'm very excited. So that's where it is. $3.05, nice bounce back for $2.68, and still holding up. You got to remember this launched at $1 back here, and it's now still at $3, so not too bad. Let's jump over to the wildcards. The wildcards, Dodeca. Let's see where Dodeca is at. Dodeca managed to bounce off 28 cents. We're going to see whether it can hold on to 20 cents though. So we're going to keep watching that, but nice to see that little bounce back up there. We've got P's in here. So Pulsar Beta and Stressful Struggle, they like this one particularly. So that's at 6/10 of a penny. We really want to break out at over 7/10 of a penny. So let's see where it goes to. It has got higher lows at the moment. So we'll be watching that one over time too. It's a wild card. That's PZN, one of the community members. And of course, what else we got there? So these are all community members that have made these tokens. I guess we're going to have to put Silvertooth's project in here when that launches. So that is given out free, I think. He controls 10% of it, which is a pretty easy make on that one. If you think about it, once someone sets up liquidity pools, it's instant valuation. So that's the way it goes. All right, so the more token, this is Trayvon's one, $1.38. So I haven't actually checked the contract, so just remember that. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure this is the one here. $1.38 is the more token there for Trayvon. They bounced off 84 cents, and it's had 4 good days in the office. Is the old more token from Trayvon. So there we are, Trayvon. Little crowd claps. That's pretty much it on the charts. Yeah, I'm really enjoying really enjoying Maximus team and Perpetuals. They are so much fun. Keep spreading the word, folks. Now, if you want to mint, of course, Maximus team, if you want to mint your team with Maxi, or get Hex and mint base trio Lucky and Dicky, here is the website. It is on for another 17 days, so definitely do this. The other thing I was going to say is that you want to I've got 2 short videos on how-to videos to check that out. So definitely check that out. Is what I would say there. So if you want to, if you're not so familiar with minting, check out the how-to videos on this channel. But that is pretty much it. Now, the other thing, of course, is that Dipcatcher was at the DeFi at Pulse conference. He was speaking at DeFi with Bluebun, I think it was. And, of course, they were talking about Hedron and Maximus of building on top of Hex. Obviously, Hex is the foundation product, and how that they've taken some of the features and extended them, added more value to the projects there, the second layer projects. So that was pretty cool. If you haven't checked that out, I did post that on the community tab. That was posted by Golkey on his YouTube channel. I shared that on the community tab here on Hex Token, so you can check that video out. It's not too long, and it's really, really good. It's great to see them in there as well. All right, cool. I did see a picture of Dipcatcher with Golkey as well. We might bring that up later. Actually, let's bring it up now while we're talking about it. I think we've got Dipcatcher here somewhere. Let's have a look here. So let's have a look at this picture. I think it was, hopefully they've got it on here. Yeah, so Dipcatcher there with and Golkey with different people. Crypto Arty there. Who else is in here? They had a few others. There they are with Bluebun there at the club. I think this was at the Power City bash that was on yesterday. You could see that on live feed. Went to 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not sure. I didn't watch it that long, but it was definitely on there. Here is the video there, the Pulsechain, the future of DeFi. That was Dipcatcher and Bluebun there on the panel at Pulsechain. What else? I thought they had some photos here of. So we had some photos. Where are the photos gone? Yeah, here we are. So here's Golkey and Dipcatcher with Funding Gym at the club at the Power City. So they're all having a good time there. What else is going on there? I think we have a couple more photos. I thought it was pretty cool. There's some with Crypto Coffee there, so that's cool. And Dollar Cost Crypto. So lots of stuff happening there and meetups there. So it's great to see all the Hexkins meeting up with each other. That is very, very cool. I thought we had some more on Maximus, maybe. Maybe it's Maximus that they had some pictures. Yeah, I can't see them here. That was the one that I showed you already. Where else has got some? I thought we had other pictures here. Here we are. So here's Dipcatcher and KG from Internet Money. And wow. So that's cool. Yeah, it was very, very cool. And yeah, Funding Gym, stuff like that. So lots of meetups with different people. I thought that was really cool. It's so cool to see the meetups, isn't it? And people meeting online. So very nice indeed. All right, cool. Let's get into Pulsepot. Pulsepot had an update as well. Pulsepot is obviously the auction was on. What auction was on? So we've had PLS auction at PLSX. It was like 42,000 or something. This was like about 24,000 or something. No, 32,000. And the Hex one went for like 22,000. We had the PLSP, which is native token of Pulsepot. It's launching on the 14th September as the expected date, if they can hold to that. So that's cool on BNB chain. So let's have a look and see what the auction went for. I'm pretty sure it's closed now. We will find out though. Pulsepot. Now this is speculative. Remember, speculative play. Just want to be clear about that. Let's see. It's still got 2 hours to go. So there's 2 hours to go on this one. Let's see what the bid is at the moment on a Pulsepot. Yeah, so Pulsepot there. Bid is 17 ETH from the looks of it. 17 ETH. That's very good actually. So yeah. What? It's weird. So okay, we had 4 ETH, then 4.7 ETH. We had 7.7 ETH, then it jumped to 8.8 ETH, and then someone jumped in with 17 ETH. So that's a pretty big jump. So maybe they're trying to send the signal there. I'm going to get it. So wow. And that's all from RH there. So RH there going in for the bid there. So fascinating. These are really doing well with the bids. So it's going to be interesting. Now, you got to remember, these people have to wait for Pulsechain before these tables will operate on the market. So because they're doing a separate auction for the BNB chain, they're doing 5 chains, the EMVM chains. Yeah, interesting stuff. So that's looking pretty good. I don't know if they've got any other updates on that. PLSP, it says 10 minutes left here, but it's still going from the looks of it. So yeah, it's still going with 2 hours, I think, to go. I'm pretty sure that that's not closed yet. Place the bid, yeah. So still, it seems to have still 2 hours to go on that one. All right, cool. So we're watching that pretty closely. Now we've got the Hex Daily stats coming up soon. So we've got day 1011. We're going to get up to that, and we have got some nice penalties. We know that already from all that good accounting and the 555 stake. That was just weird, those things. So I'm not sure what's happening on there. All right, cool. Let's get into some of the chat there. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and don't forget to, if you want to join the channel as a supporter, get in there on the join button. Pulsechains, Hexkins, Rich Heart Club. Those are 3 members. And of course, Brian just gave away 5, which is pretty nice of Brian. Cool. Let's jump through some of these. What else we got going? Let's jump through some of these comments. Let me go through some of this. Christian in house there. Hello, family. Good to see Christian in house there. Cal X says Klaus Schwab is still the real king. Hopefully not. Cal X, hopefully not. Stakes go up. Yeah, stakes go up. Blobfish King says my silver and gold stack is wrecked. Considering the amount of money pricing, it should be worth a lot more, says Blobfish King. Yeah, they're not doing a lot there on those assets, are they? Decimus Lol says Sandy Beach. Yeah, the Maximus doing very well. Love the show, bro, says Tybal. Hey, Tybal, appreciate that. Wookie says, let me just scroll this up here. This is a little bit, let me just put the Hex chart up here a little bit more. There you can see all that. That is the charts looking good. Let me just change that around too. You can see all the charts. So we've got Hex in the top left there at just under 4 cents. We've got Maximus just under a 2.19 premium, holding up pretty nicely. And we've got Acosa in the bottom right there and Hedron in the bottom left there, all on the dailies. What else there? Queen Elizabeth says, DB, absolutely huge day, history day, actually. Smash the likes, says Rango, definitely smash the likes. Possible says, I still have 5 days to go on a stake. Once Max's perpetual staking period ends, would I lose too much eventually in staking to mint? Yeah, probably you would, Pulse Beta. I would just leave it until it finishes the penalty. If you've got staker at Pulse Beta, you'll see the penalty that you'll get. But generally, it's not a good idea. Yeah, but if you've got staker at, you can see that. Just paste your address in there, Pulse Beta. Dave Dunner says, King Richard 23 says, Dave, yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. I hope we sit at 4 cents in the Pulse launch to shake out the loose hands, says Rango. Well, it looks like so far the last 12 days, your dream has come true there. When Pulse says display, 1 day closer, but Richard was kind of hinting at 2023, but of course, we could get I think the earliest we could possibly get it is Christmas time. That's kind of my feeling at this stage. So we will see. Better to buy Acosa and stake it to get Hedron. So just back to displays there. When Pulse, if you check out Richard's keynote speech yesterday, it's on this channel, and it's about 15 minutes long. You will see that if you take into account everything he's saying on there, he's kind of waiting for things as well, not just technically with testing, but with the actual market as well. I think that's pretty clear. Hey peeps, happy Friday. It's Jack Axe in the house. Good to see you, Jack Axe. Sandy Beach, bit finesse. Sandy Beach being a busy boy, I think. I die when I retire. Says bit finesse. What else we got going? Let's have a look here. We're going to jump through some of this. Pulse Base says if PLSD isn't used for mining like we all thought, then the next usage of it better could be good, or a mass sell-off will occur. I'm sure that he's got, I'm sure the developer's got some good strategy in play for that. I'm sure he's well aware of the supply side of things. Thanks, Brian. Well, hopefully Pulsechain will be launched. Lol says Sandy Beach. Yeah. Harvey says Trayvon. Yeah, Trayvon. Yeah. I do follow Trayvon. Obviously, I know Trayvon's history, but he's a good YouTuber. Good and knowledgeable in crypto. So you just got to really critically evaluate what he's saying about anything particularly. But he's doing a much better job these days. I remember him back in the good old BitConnect days, and of course he was one of the top probably 5 shillers. There was a young guy he grew massively. Just think, was it Crypto Rich, the young guy? I can't remember his name, but I think he ended up he pulled his channel down, of course. He had he was a huge channel at the time. Just trying to think how many. It was 200,000 something. Massive. Harvey Deers, we will be rich someday, says Harvey Deer. True that. Crypto Freedom in house there. Good evening, Superman. Good to see you in the house. And so many, great to see so many Hex Token channel members in the house there. And a big shout out to Brian for some of the free ones coming out. And of course, I think it was AT. I think it was that was coming out the other ones the other day. Gold Key is tall. Yeah, Gold Key is tall. Yeah, you look tall in that picture. It might be Sandy, but I think later, maybe February 14th. I remember thinking that last year also, says Brian. We may have to have another Pulsechain sweepstake for the launch day, I think. Round number 5, is it? 5? I think it's round number 5. Bob Wells in house there. Good to see you, Bob. What else we got going there? Great picks. Yeah, there were great picks of them. Rango says, how do you split the trading screen on deck screen, mate? Well, you have to make a group. You make a group there. And of course, you make a group, and then you can, so you can manage tabs. These are the tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, of course, you got columns here, columns. So you can make 3 columns, or you can make 2 columns. That's kind of cool. Maybe I need 3 columns now. But you got, there's 3 columns with all our charts. Actually, that's kind of cool. But of course, I kind of keep it at 2 columns at the top there. So you can adjust everything here, spacing and chart height and things like that. So it's pretty much how you do it. You have to import it, of course. So if you go down the bottom, you have to import the charts. So it says add chart there. You just click the add chart, and you can add one of these charts here. So it's cool. You have to add, I think you have to add the charts to the group, though. I think you have to add the charts to the group. So yeah. What else have we got going in there? Crypto Dan says I got £30 aside. Drop that into Pulsex on launch. I think that could do pretty well there, Crypto Dan. You might be surprised how well that might actually do. Nice to see all emojis. Rango says we need 1,000 charts on Pulse launch. Hey, look, this is currently the Hex chart. I've got the Hex charts. I've got the BNB memes. I've got the airdrops and the wildcards. Now, the Hex charts, we're going to have 9 charts by the end of September, pretty much, or at least now. Not sure if the team ones and all the other base and all that have been set up yet. I have to go check that. Might need to do that afterwards. But we've already added the team ones here. So yeah, we're just going to have so many charts before even Pulsechain launches. And then when Pulsechain, we're going to have our own special tab. It's going to be crazy, man. How many Pulsex? It's going to be beautiful, man. It's going to make us cry. We're all going to cry at home how beautiful it is when it does actually launch. Bring it on. Bring it on. I can understand why people, many people are frustrated. Obviously, no expectations, but more patience required. It looks like 2 years of patience at this rate, almost. Maybe a good solid, maybe a year and 9 months, something like that. Maybe a year and a half. It's coming up to that. What, July through to the end of the year? That'll be a year and a half. So maybe we'll get the launch at a year and a half mark. We'll see. Richard makes the shots, but definitely watch the keynote speech. I think that kind of wrapped up a lot of his thinking at the moment. Obviously, yeah, it seems like they've still got the testing going. I think the code's probably done. The validator code's probably done. That's it, because the last time he gave us an update about testing, they got 2 bots testing for attack vectors and stuff like that. So presumably, if they found all those, he talked about bugs and things like that. Presumably, they've done most of that. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll have a much better chain. But proof of stake chain, and of course, without any of the wild bugs or anything like that that they've apparently identified. So we will see. All right, cool. That's kind of where we're at the moment. I'm really looking forward to the Maxi wallet taking, the team wallet taking over the Hedron deployer. I can't wait for that. We're so close. We are just under 1 million, or just over 1 million Maxi away from beating out the deployer there. With the team wallet there, and you can see everybody minting their team at the moment. So with some big ones. Let's look at some big ones here. It's in the last wee while. 50,000. That was right in the last big one 10 hours ago. Let's have a look here. What else have we got there? 80,000 there. 250,000. This is the last big one 12 hours ago. So that's pretty cool. So there's 250,000. They put Maxi in the team. Let's see what they actually have in their wallet. See whether they've got any Maxi left. Let's see if they went all in on their Maximus there. So they've got 250 left. So this is what I said to you. They've got a split strategy, right? So if we go to their wallet, they have done a split strategy from the looks of it. Looks like they went 250-50 from the looks of it, from null address. to there. So that looks like they've got, oh no, it's their team. So they've got all team. Okay. Where'd the Maxi go then? Look at Maxi team. Okay. I thought they had Maximus in here, so I guess they've got no Maximus now. So it looks like they all went all in. Okay, they went all on that one. So that's pretty cool. That was 250,000 though. So we're only just over $1 million away from knocking the Hedron deployer off space spot number 1, which I think is great. That's great. All right, so we've got the Hex daily stats. We're waiting for day 1011, and of course we've just flicked over to 1012. We've got the 21 minutes into the day, so this is probably going to update soon. We're waiting for that, so stay tuned for that. Oh, there it is. It just came off. Woohoo! Nice one. It came out just as I said it. So here we are, the 8th of September, day 1011, and of course we're heading towards the 3-year mark, 1095. We got the price at 3.93 cents there. Unfortunately, down 3.5 cents. We had been sitting around 4 cents. Look at that. Just about every single day. It gets almost tedious there. And of course, there we are. We got the payout per T-share there at 6.3. So another good day in the office, as Briz pointed out earlier. And of course, we got 6.38 yesterday. So 2 good days. The price of Hex may not be flying up yet, but we've got the good payouts if you've got your T-shares. If you're holding liquid bags, so you'll be a bit more frustrated, but at least with your T-share payouts, you're getting paid. You're getting paid the inflation and some penalties, pretty much. T-share increased by 5.7. We're up to 23,351. And, of course, the T-share price there at $918. You can get that for a third of the price if you do a 10-year stake, pretty much. Average stake length, 6.56 years. The annual percentage yield rate, which is the inflation yield and emergency in-stake penalties, 38.59%. We've got liquidity in the pool, 332 million Hex in the pool. And, of course, liquidity in the pool, $10.7 million and 1,156 ETH there. So plenty of Hex there for the Hex Investment Trust, Maximus base trio Lucky Dicky if you want Hex there that's sitting there at the moment. We've got T-shares up 2,900 and nice to see some restaking by some larger players. And of course the T-shares at 10,442,000. I have a feeling that's going to start going down after some of the perpetual products possibly. They're definitely keeping things alive with the old T-shares. What else that we got going on there? Yeah, we had a decent increase in circulating supply and then a decrease in the staking amounts. Let's jump over here. Stake percentage of coins, 9.69% of all Hex is staked at the moment. And our penalties have been really great lately. I feel bad, but they have been really great. 3.6 million Hex today, 5 million yesterday, 1 million. So we've had, look at that, man, oh man, look at these penalties. We've had 8 out of the last 10 days over a million. So it feels, does it feel bad to be good or good to be bad? I don't know, one of the two. It's when you're holding T-shares, you just keep getting paid. All right, so cool. You got to write out the price fluctuations, though. You do have to have that. You have to do diamond hands, but this whole thing, supposed to stake it and relax and forget it, right? That's pretty much it. Although because we cover it every day, we're not in that position, right? We cover it every day, so that's what we do. All right, so we've got stakers up 87, and our second day out of the last 10 days that we've been under 3 digits, but we're at 108,293 stakers, which is great. Still growing there and still pre-viral. We've got the wallets up 164 holders to 310,437, and nice to see triple digits there. And our total holders up to 493,760, up to 371 good days. And of course, look at these numbers going pretty nicely. And of course, 500,000 is our next target here. We're not too far away from that at this rate. We'll get there sooner than later. That's kind of our results for day 1011. We're currently on day 1012, heading up towards, of course, 1,095 days, 3 years for Hex. And then once we've flicked over that day, we'll be in our 4th year, which is pretty epic. 4th year. That's some good marketing there, right? Hex in its 4th year. Yeah, so we can use that against our adversaries, the ones that are still left. We've still got plenty of them littered on the ground in the battle behind us. But for those that are still standing, we're coming for you with our 4th year of Hex there. So like it or not. And of course, then it's going to get doubled and copied over to Pulsechain. We're going to have 2 passive incomes with the same owners. So if you're owning it on Ethereum, you're going to be owning it on Pulsechain, and they're both pretty much going to be flourishing. Obviously, pros and cons there, particularly with the ETH fees on the Ethereum there. But It's going to be fun to see that play out man to man. So if you're in the Hex ecosystem, you're just going to get basically wealthier over time, while the rest of them are getting wrecked with their Terra Lunas, with their Celsius, with their Voyager, with their BlockFi, you name it. They're all getting hacked. They're getting wrecked. All right. So, but in this ecosystem, we're just growing and growing and growing. We've got Hedron Icosa. We've got Maximus team base, trio, lucky team, Maxi. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely epic. And of course, we got Power City Flex coming down. I just did an update yesterday, of course. And of course, that's pretty awesome news. If you have missed that, I'm going to play that now because that was really cool. It's only very short. That was about Power City. So power, more power, baby. And I had obviously had the epic party yesterday. They live streamed. And I think I've got that here somewhere. Let me find the updates. Power City. It's very short, so I know it's here somewhere. Where is the funky business? Power City. I did actually clean up my desktop a little bit today, so hopefully I was hoping to be able to find it quicker. PO Power City. That can't be that one. That's the Power City teaser. 41, is that the one? No, it's not that one. 51, no. Oh boy, can't even see it yet. That's crazy, man. I think it might be this one here. I think it's this one.
I'm excited to share that we just finished development on the core, and we are entering our internal testing right next week, which puts us on track to have a public test net in October. So real code coming real soon. Now I got something exciting here. This has also completed development this week, and we are going into internal testing next week on Amplifier as well, which means we will be going into a public test net later on this fall or early winter. So great news, big things coming to Pulsechain testnet.
So we're still expecting Liquid Loans debt to come on soon. Obviously, it's a little late again. It's going to be probably more likely the early of September. We're still waiting for that. That's going to be on Pulsechain testnet. We've just had these launches here, announcements at the Power City party yesterday about the Power City Core and the Amplifier. Power City Core coming in October, and probably the Amplifier following pretty closely. Both their code is finished for both those products. The code is done. They're into testing. And then, of course, it's going to go to public test network. So October, we should be able to play around with the core and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Now, I have played the videos for those. For the Power, I played those every single day, actually. It's got our bass music on it. So that's really, really cool. And just one of the, we might have been taking longer for Pulsechain, but all our top DApp players, all our big power utilities, they've had more time to finish the products, which means that when Pulsechain launches, our big third-party dApps that are going onto Pulsechain should all be ready to deploy. So this is, even though it's taken longer, this is actually way better for value creation. Obviously, with Power City going to be doing their transformer, cross-swap transformer across EVM chains. That's very fundamental for economic financial flows. So it's really, really cool. And obviously, their Power Core for their owners, their investors, is really positive. And of course, the Amplifier, they're also amplifying yields for Liquid Loans and other dApps that are doing that, auto compounds and stuff like that. So really, really positive stuff there. And obviously, Liquid Loans coming too, having the time. Looks like they've finished their code. And of course, that is going, we're going to hopefully get public test network on that. So this is really fundamental. Obviously, Liquid Loans also doing leverage lending. That's going to be a massive pump for asset values on Pulsechain. And a stable coin for DeFi and risk management. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. So it's actually played out pretty well for us, to be honest. It's frustrating, obviously, in some regards with passive income, but on the other hand, it's going to be better for the value of the chain. So I think it's going to play out much better for us in the end. So exciting news there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Came out yesterday. I did play it yesterday, but that's come out. So very cool. Nice, very nice. Let's have a little refresh at the perpetuals. Let's see if we've got over 10 million on each of the base pools yet. Yes, 10 million on base, 10 million on trio, And of course, lucky it's not too far away there, 7. Now, this is actually the best if you think about, if you're playing the long game, this is actually the best in the sense that you get the high APY, but you also get it out before the 10-year stakes come out, which we saw in the 10-year stakes. So before those ones come out, this comes out just before it, which is pretty primed. If the hex price is super high at that stage, then you're going to get the front run that part, which is cool. The Decky, of course, is pretty commanding at 32.65 million. And of course, the APY is really the attractor there. So that seems like if you're playing the short game or the long game, that seems to be the big play. Team, of course, heading up to 26 million, 5.18 million burn, 7.78 million in the Maxi 369, and a 12.96 on the Maxi mystery box. We're getting pretty close to passing the Hedron deployer. And of course, in a couple hours' time, we'll have day 4 results. So this will be finalized in day 4. We'll go to the Maximus there. They'll print that out on their Twitter. So cool. Early days, though, 17 days to go. Is it? 4 days, day 4, less 21. That's 17. Yeah, 17 days. So 17 days, a couple of hours to go. But I think the actual countdown's actually a bit longer. I thought it was like 21 days and 17 hours. So we'll see how that ends up at the end. That's kind of cool. All right, so we've got the markets at the moment looking pretty good. Stock market looked good, second day. Crypto market's looking good, second day. ETH, of course, we've got the ETH merge coming up, expected on around about the 15th. We know that exchanges like Coinbase and stuff like that are, preparing or something like that for this. And it's going to be fun to see. Foolproof. Hopefully it's going to be successful. Richard said he hopes it's going to be successful. If you haven't checked out his keynote speech, then definitely check it out. It is on this channel. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I was supposed to release my 3rd video on Pulsechain series, my short form video, and I didn't have enough time yesterday to do it. So I'm going to release that tonight. So that'll be not tonight my time. It's probably about 5 or 6 hours after my second live stream later on today, which I'll do in 5 hours. So that's going to be cool. Yeah, so look forward to that. So I did the first video on Pulsechain Explained, then second video on how big will Pulsechain be. The third video is going to be on how fast Pulsechain will grow. And I think that's probably pretty important in terms of the price cycles that people might expect to see and some of the timeframes around that. So I hope you guys enjoy that in the third video in the Pulsechain short video format. So it's, somewhere between 5 and 12 minutes. I think that one's going to be on the longer end because there's quite a bit of stuff to cover in that one. All right, cool. So that's coming up later on today. And yeah, we've got the 2 long live streams and we've got short form videos. I think that kind of fits different people's time frames and things. All right, cool. Let's jump out of that. We'll jump out of the Hex Daily Stats. Now, I don't know if we haven't heard a lot from Rack and Michelle for a while. He was very busy. He was going to be doing multimedia. If you remember, he bought like $22,000 of equipment, and we haven't heard anything from him for a long time, since the 15th of August, which is, quite a few weeks now. I don't know if he's been on Telegram. Let me know in the chat if he has. I'm not sure if we've got any other updates here. The highest stakes, I don't think they've had anything recently. We know that they're in the distribution phase. In other words, they're trying to seal the deals with the streamers. I think they've probably already had some meetings, is my take. But they have to go through intermediaries initially to contact them unless they had direct things. Now, they are Grammy Award or Emmy Award winners, so that gives them a bit of a ticket into the doors, through the doors there. So that should be positive as well. I think that's kind of where we are at this stage. Let's have a look at Power City, see whether they got any things following their party last night. They had the fashion show there too yesterday, which was kind of cool. It was very quick, but not bad there. Lots of pictures from last night in there. Looks cool. Cigars, good old stogies, as we say. There's the Power City rave last night. That's a much better image than the live feed we got through from Power City. We're just getting started. That was 19 hours to get over to Power City party. There's DJ Lethal, so that's pretty cool. Not sure if I can hear the sound. They're doing the old song, Jump, 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 Jump. Yeah, that looks pretty fun, though. So it looks like it was a good party. So that's very nice. And I think that's kind of it on there. All right, cool. I think, I guess they're on the last day now. They're on the last day. I guess they're on, if we go to a PulseCon official, I think they're on the last day. Oh, we'd love feedback about PulseCon experience. So they got that. They've changed that around. Wow, that's completely changed the website there. There we are. So if you want to provide feedback, that's going to be interesting feedback on that one. But if you want to provide feedback, there is the link. Check that out. Now, finally, we're going to get up to the. Let me go to the meetups, KSB TV meetups. I guess they're currently on this one. It'll be the final day. I guess they're up to this one here, Happy Hour Leaving Las Vegas meetup. I guess that's on 5 o'clock. I don't know if that's been on yet or not, but that was the final one there on that one. And I guess the Nagabo party, mansion party, must be on today too. Presuming that's correct. So that's the 9th. So I'm not sure if that's already been held or not, but that is with the last events on there. All right, cool. I'll be looking forward to that feedback. Looking forward to that feedback on that one. All right, cool. Hey, we've got a few people in the house there. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link's in the video description. We're so close to 700 members, so if you haven't joined, the link is in the video description. Definitely hit us up there. All right, we're coming up to an hour and 1 minute, and let's have a look at the prices. We've got Hex at 3.94 cents there. We've got Maxi at 2.18 premium over Hex, and we've got Hedron there at 3.72. So we have a little bit of a Hex token channel pump there on the Hedron. That's kind of where we are at this stage. Very nice, I would say. Let's get into some of the comments. That is the Hedron chart. Let's see where we are here. Bob says, I'm looking forward to checking 15 different dApps for earning every day. That's what I agree with you, Bob. That is going to be epic. The thing about a lot of the native Pulsechain projects is that they all have, well, not all of them, a lot of them have profit sharing, which is really, really cool. Now, not all of them are going to do as well of each other, so some are definitely better than others. But the fact that a lot of them are doing that profit sharing model is, I think, it seems fairly unique to the Pulsechain on such a large adoption of that process of that thing. So I think it's really cool for DeFi. Sandy Beach says, I know I have tears in my eyes when Pulsechain launches. Lol, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, I think so. 2023 will be insane, says Dave Down Under. That is true. Wow, time is flying, says Dirty Paws. It is flying. We are already in September, and we got sun shining outside, thank goodness, because it's been a little bit cold in the evening still, even though it's moved to spring. Dirty Paws says, imagine how we'll be doing on day 5,000, says Dirty Paws. I like how you're thinking there. Yeah. Pulse 321 says DV Cooper. Dang it, it didn't happen. It was close though. It's close. Brendan says, hypothetically speaking, if Pulse was to launch tomorrow and EHEX was to dump, would you use your dry powder to buy the dividing what you would on Pulsechain? Yeah, I'm not so much into that camp, Brendan. I'm not sure. EHEX and EHEX liquidity to the PHEX is going to be pretty big in my view. So yeah, there might be some small retailers that are going to sell, but I don't know if we're going to get a big sell-off like that. I'd be surprised. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to say about that, Brennan. Sandy Beach in the house there, yes. I think it would be a good poll question if people think that EHEX would continue to perform with Pulsechain. I feel that a lot of people are divided in speculation. Yeah, I would agree with that. Buy all dips, says DB Cooper. Refine in house there. Hey, good to see Refine. Woo! What else are we going there? I loved the fashion show. Brought back memories of the catwalk, says Sandy Beach. Ah, you legend. You look at the starry eyes that Sandy Beach has posted. You legend, Sandy Beach. All right. The girl with next door with the golden hair. That's Sandy Beach. Our very own, one and only Sandy Beach. Wookie's in house there. Wookie's likes to buy all the dips just as much as he likes to dip his ice cream in chocolate. Nice one, no, Wookie. You like the old Mr. Whippy trucks then, Wookie. I guess you get those in your area where you are because you're in Kiwi land. So I'm sure you get that. Yeah, the Discord is here if you want to join up the Discord. Looking very, very cool. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, nice little alpha drop there regarding Power City yesterday with the dApps coming to Pulsechain very quickly. I hope you guys enjoy that. Now, I'm going to wrap up here. I'll be back in about 5 hours' time. We'll be covering Maximus Day 4 results and any other news that's up at that time. And, of course, check out all the charts. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Later on in the day, of course, I'll be doing a short form video, my third video in the Pulsechain series. How fast will Pulsechain grow? So I hope you guys enjoy that. We're going to play out Richard Hart's keynote speech again. So if you missed that already, you can watch it now, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel. I posted that separately, but we're going to play that out now. Let's have a look for it where it is. Got to find it first. I've got so many Richard Hart videos now. Really, I need to organize them a bit better in the library. But I think this is one here. All right, take care, everybody. I will see you later on. And, of course, dollar cost average, set limit orders. You know how we roll on this channel. And of course, let's watch. We've still got a long way to go for Maximus team and perpetuals. Get your minting done when you want to. Of course, you can wait till the end. That's fine. I think a lot of big whales are, and have a lot of fun. Bye for now. Peace.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Pulsechain shirt on. Pulsechain ring. So, am I just talking or what? Am I live? I guess I'm just live. Hey, everybody. I hope the weather's nice and cool out there. I hear it's like 106 Fahrenheit. Kind of hot. I have been talking to devs a lot recently, and I guess the next thing you're going to see released on Pulse X is going to be the limit orders. Works fine in the private testnet. They're just going to push it to the main branch, and like we'll be able to test that soon. And the big thing that we're waiting on is consensus improvements. So because my devs are geniuses, they find bugs other people don't know about. So they know about bugs in BSC that nobody else knows about. They know about bugs in the click consensus mechanism, which Pirelli is based on, that nobody knows about. And so, you know, before we launch mainnet, we want everything to be right. And right now we have a pretty cool opportunity because the Ethereum guys finally got to market with something, or are close to getting to market with something, which is their Ethereum 2.0, which will now, once it happens, just be called Ethereum. They won't be called Ethereum 2. And it doesn't release new coins. You're not going to get a copy of your coins on Ethereum 2. It doesn't improve costs. There's no extra throughput. There's no extra gas limit. There's no extra throughput per second. All it does is reduce issuance rate for Ethereum, which is bullish for all of crypto. You know, Ethereum's got half the market cap of Bitcoin. And if you don't have Ethereum miners dumping the price constantly and enriching power companies and hardware manufacturers at the cost of the environment and the price chart, well, that's great. And that's great for all of crypto. And it's also great for Pulsechain. In my mind, the two most important core concepts for Pulsechain are the Ethereum fees still high? Yes, they are. You know, I was looking earlier today, it's still $3 to send normal Ethereum. It's still, you know, 10 or 12 bucks to do a Uniswap transfer, et cetera. And that's during a bear market where, you know, Ethereum already dropped 85%. Bear markets tend to come to an end. So the last bear market only lasted 365 days. This one is going to last a little bit longer because people decided to destroy their balance sheets and buy a second. They didn't want to do the normal blow off top bubble chart. They wanted to do an extra double bubble. And this double bubble, well, it didn't work. Ethereum's capital liquidated, block, you know, Celsius bankrupt. Michael Saylor net negative, El Salvador net negative. Everybody, you know, all those guys losing money left and right. All the people that listen to me, well, they've seemed to have done much better. Called top of the day. You might have heard that before. So basically, with this merge that's coming up, assuming it goes well, which I hope that it does, they've got a lot of audits. They've done a lot of testing on it. Hope it goes well. It doesn't do anything but help Pulsechain. Fees are still high. Gas limits are still low. No one's building out extra capacity for Ethereum. No one's trying to reduce the Ethereum fees except us. And I guess maybe the ETH2 developers that someday in the future will eventually get around to sharding, which has been a dream of theirs for like as long as Ethereum's existed. I don't know, 6 years. And it's great. So it also helps with our consensus stuff, because a lot of stuff the guys did in ETH2 for consensus is useful for us and Pulsechain. And that's the only thing we're really waiting on. So, you know, if you use the testnet, which I consider to be the best game on the blockchain, hey, you like blockchain games? Guess what, guys? You get copies of all your coins in the pulsechain.com testnet. Go try them out right now. You can trade them back and forth. You can do, you know, it's the same code. So you can do a lot of the same things. And everything else has been really good. Like Pulse X, done tons of trades, tons of people doing buy and burns. You know, I've heard nothing but good things about the testnet. So we're basically, because things have taken as long as they have, we're more secure. We're able to improve other projects if we want. Not sure we will. You know, it's just funny. So in my mind, the two things people care about the most in Pulsechain are more coins, more throughput, lower fees. That's the primary value statement. And ETH 2.0 with this merge doesn't give you new coins, doesn't give you lower fees, doesn't give you higher throughput. And so our value proposition is totally clean. I like it. Everything's good. And then the less negative sell pressure on crypto as a whole from removing the miners having to get paid all the time is good for everything. Now, am I bullish on crypto? Not yet. Now remember, Hex ran up 60x versus Bitcoin the first time it dumped from 65K down 55%. So Hex can totally decorrelate from Bitcoin. I think it was kind of bad timing that it looks correlated now because we had our own cycles, right? There were sacrifice phases. There was other things going on in our own cycles. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some point Hex started doing the same things it used to do, which is just overperforming like crazy. We'll see. I don't have a crystal ball. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, do your own research, etc. But I mean, even recently when you saw Bitcoin like break under 20K, which people are really hoping for, they don't want to see, they don't like seeing Bitcoin under 20K. And then if you're a technical analyst, there's some things that say like support becomes resistance. And so, you know, what used to be resistance is support in theory, old 20K top, now 20K quote bottom, but actually didn't hold a 20K bottom at all. Didn't respect that at all. You know, went down to 17.5, is now sitting at, it was interesting. I saw the Euro and Bitcoin and the S&P 500 all pumped today. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're correlated. So yeah, I think as long as Grayscale Bitcoin's at a 33% discount, which it is, and they hold 1% of all Bitcoin, and, you know, the Ethereum merge might be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I mean, we see lending, people that are borrowing Ethereum for the merge, they're paying like 15% APY to do it. And so, you know, there's some people interested in playing this merge game. And I think traditionally in crypto, buy the rumor, sell the new stuff is pretty common, you know. And so with the risk that Bitcoin dumps due to either just not doing its 85% dump yet, which would put it at, you know, a little bit under 11K, and the 33% discount on Grayscale BTC, which has been consistent. I mean, it's been there for months. And the Mt. Gox coins being released at some point. Those guys suck so bad. Just give us a date, guys. Just give us a date. Let's go. Stop screwing around, you know? The comedy, that whole thing. And then we've got the Bitfinex coins they're trying to sell, which I think is like 94,000 coins or 84,000 coins or something. And then we've got Ross Ulbricht's coins, which I think is like 70,000 coins, somewhere between 54 and 74,000. Can't remember the exact number. I tweeted all these, so you can look these up. So we've got discounted Grayscale Bitcoin, which is 1% of all Bitcoin. We've got Mt. Gox, Bitfinex, and the federal marshals probably selling Ross Ulbricht's coins because he signed off to let them do it to pay his restitution. And then normal cycle dump, right? And then maybe buy the rumor, sell the news for merge. So in my mind, it's the dream bottom would be the Grayscale discount goes away. Some of those free coins that are going to get released by law, like the Japanese ones at Mt. Gox, or going to get dumped as a matter of law, which would be the Ulbricht ones of Silk Road fame. And then it's up in the air whether the Bitfinex ones will really get sold or not. You know, they might get refunded or they might get sold. Who knows? And I think there was 94,000 coins there. You could look it up. So the dream would be those coins get dumped. Bitcoin's deficit to net asset value in Grayscale disappears. And then it does its traditional 11K and pray 85% dump. That's been a nice bottom. And then if they raised interest rates, oh boy, that'd be nice too. Because as long as they keep doing quantitative tightening, QT, it pushes down the stock market pushes down Bitcoin, Bitcoin pushes down Ethereum. That's how it goes. And then I like this next cycle is going to be hilarious because with Pulsechain, you know, like look at the situation Bitcoin's in. Is there DeFi in Bitcoin? Comedically, no. Is there high throughput? Is there low fees? Is there a roadmap? Nope. Is there good anonymity? Nope. Now I was just talking to a lawyer today about the Tornado Cash situation. And this, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but he says that, you know, the sanction just addressed USDC, which means it could be the case that you can still use Tornado Cash using the ETH address. And as long as you're using IPFS to access the contract, you know, it seems like it should be okay. But if you mess this up, it's devastating. Don't mess it up. Be very careful. Get your own legal advice. You know, of the many things in this world that you want to toy with, sanctions are not one of them. The government takes them very, very seriously. So I would get legal advice from a lawyer before I did anything related to sanctions. So yeah, bear markets don't last forever, right? So if our top was, let's check the chart here, check the chat. So if we call the most recent local top, get on the daily here, in Bitcoin, if we call that November of 2021, and a year out would be, that's November 11th of November 10th of 2021. You know, that's 2 months from now. So if the bear market's only going to last 365 days, that's only 2 months and 4 days from now. Could happen, right? We could dump, make that firm bottom. And everyone else is thinking about this bear market. I'm thinking about the next bull market. As soon as we've got this consensus figured out, and I think we've got a good plan, as soon as this consensus is like executed and fixed on Pulsechain, it's got to be glorious. Imagine imagine all these new people that get to buy a massive dip. So when I got into crypto, I didn't get to buy a massive dip. I got to buy the top. So I bought Bitcoin at 30 and went down to 2. I was down 93.5% to start. It was like, oh, well, this sucks. Then you just hold. Then it goes up to 1,200, and then it goes down to 200, and then it goes up to 20,000, then it goes down to 3, and then it goes up to 14, then it goes to 4, and then it goes to 69, and then it goes to 17. That's the history. So being able to have so many people, like perhaps the people at this conference, buying at rates that are, you know, 10 times cheaper, like for instance, you know, Hex dipped 95%. Well, golly, that's a good dip. I mean, you could get, if you buy 95% dip, you're getting 20 times the stuff for the same economic energy that a person that had bought previously did. So in theory, that greatly reduces your risk because you're getting so much more stuff. I don't know why in crypto everyone loves to buy tops and sell bottoms, but if you have the opportunity to buy bottoms, like some people bought the big payday dip, well, that was glorious. They did very well on that. You know, some people bought that $2 dip. I didn't. I just held. But had I been a lot smarter, buying a 90% dip on something that went up another 20,000 fold, yeah, actually went up another 34,500 fold from $2. So it's a lot. It's a lot of extra movement. 34,500x from the bottom of the dip. That was my introduction to Bitcoin. What else do we got going? I mean, some of you guys may notice there was a US credit card on-ramp available for Hex, which would be buytohex.com. What else? Yeah, really, we're kind of waiting for consensus. That's the majority of what we care about right now. And we also, you know, the documentary is done. So the highest of stakes documentary is complete, and they're just slapping the soundtrack on there now. So it's I hear a 40-piece orchestra. I'm not an expert in orchestras. I'm not, you know, I don't listen to too much orchestral music. I guess we all do if we watch movies, because it's very common in movies. And apparently everyone that's seen it likes it. So I think it's going to be awesome when that comes out. So let's see what next year might look like. Pulsechain, PulseX, Hex on the Ethereum network, Hex on the Pulse network. Documentary out. Incentive token out. Tell us more about the incentive token. I don't know. People probably provide liquidity to it, and that'll be its claim to fame. What's Dogecoin's claim to fame as a JPEG? This still seems to be a mechanic that works in crypto. What else? Racking my head here. Oh, yeah, the wallet's coming along. Mr. Wallet developer is still building out the wallet, so that's coming along. Anything else? I think that's all I can think about.